Communication, no doubt, can be described as one of the most integral parts of our everyday lives. The invention of social media has even made it much easier and better. With over 1.8 billion social media users worldwide, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Skype, BBMs, and the like help us constantly stay in touch with family and friends. It also affords us the opportunity to create one's own style of writing, provided the recipient understands. Call it chat speak or social media lingo, where shorthand is the order of the day, where you can speak volumes with just a smiley or an emoticon, where words are written just the way they sound, and we can freely blend letters with symbols. Here, there's no grammar police to check the use of punctuations, capitalization, and subject-verb agreement. This style of writing is the in thing for the youth and some adults as well. Some think it is faster and more fun.
You spend more time in constructing a simple message. You say, so you would rather prefer to use less words so that you can quickly send the message.
It's become the order of the day. Everybody is doing it. So if you don't do it, it means that you're not part of what is happening.
Others, however, think it is sheer laziness and a tad silly.
Well, generally, I think quite a number of people hide behind the shorthand and try to get on with bad spellings, I would say. A few people actually can't get the right spelling, even if they had to. It kind of gets on my nerves when I see it.
I sometimes ignore it. I don't read it because it doesn't make sense actually.
Many also wonder, if this new form of writing is really supposed to be time-saving, then why replace a word like okay with kk or is with is, when in fact they have the same number of letters? This social media glossary often creeps into academic writing. Slang terms and shorthand writing have become a common sight on students' assignments. Their works are pregnant with misspellings, incorrect grammar, and disrespect for the use of punctuations and capitalization. It is also predominant in the universities.
For me, it affects students' grades because I'm teaching news reporting and writing, and an important component of that is how students handle the mechanics of language. And therefore, if a student does not know that you cannot do a newspaper article spelling in the way you spell when you're using text messaging, then that student has to be penalized so that they learn to do it the right way. Because if they go into the industry is not going to tolerate a newspaper article, a magazine article. Indeed, in other organizations, your bank manager or your head of department is not going to tolerate you writing a letter using a short text messaging style.
This form of writing is even finding its way into business communication. We often forget that in the world of business and professional writing, the figure 4 does not mean 4, and 2 does not mean 2. As a money and time-saving expedient, it is not surprising that these shortcuts have come into being, but they have no business in serious conversation. There are so many business heads who will throw away anything that arrives on their desks using shorthand, and that includes job applications.
Once I see shorthand in a cover letter, it says a lot about the person. It says that this person doesn't pay attention to detail. It might just say that this person is probably not serious. Because I think that once you know that it's official, it's formal, this is a formal letter, you should take your time and make sure that what is going into it is appropriate. The language, the style. And so to find shorthand in a formal letter simply suggests that you're just not serious. That it will cost you your job, probably not, but it just gives somebody else an edge over you. Because if you put two letters side by side and one is written officially, everything else is appropriate, and you have one next to it that has shorthand, I mean, that goes without saying.
However, these mistakes are not intentional.
as you keep doing that kind of shorthand, you become used to it. So that even if you are writing a formal letter or writing document, you forget to, and then you bring it in.
Some youth maintain the social media is not ruining their language. They insist that they can effectively juggle both, depending on the situation.
I use shorthand when I'm writing my notes. Maybe like a master is dictating in class and you want to make it short. I think that is best for you to do it. For my exams, I write it fully.
Now let's see how many of you can actually figure out the real meanings of these shorthand words. How many of you got it right? Well, if you love using shorthand as much as I do, just be careful it doesn't crawl into your official writing. Make sure you read over your work copiously before submitting to your teacher or your boss.